Welcome to Kick It Up a Notch, hosted by Megan and Jenny. We're here to bring you lively conversations, inspiring stories, and a little bit of everything in between. Whether it's life, business, or just a good laugh, we're turning up the energy and diving into what makes life extraordinary. Let's kick it up a notch. Welcome to another episode of Kick It Up a Notch. I'm Megan Thomas, and I'm here with my brilliant co-host, Jenny McBride. We are realtors, entrepreneurs, and passionate dog lovers. We're glad to have you back for another episode. Make sure you check out our previous episodes wherever you get your podcast. And as always, please subscribe and follow us on all social media.
We are so glad to have you back. This show is about talking with some incredible people who are making a real difference in our community here in Southern Indiana. Whether it's through their businesses, nonprofits, or innovative ideas, these individuals are shaping the future in ways that often go unnoticed. So today we are kicking it up a notch with Lauren Perigo. She is the founder of Tails on Trails. She is a dog mom of two, Cash and Callie. She teaches dog training classes at the Evansville Obedience Club. And when not focusing on the dogs, she also enjoys reading.
Lauren also participates in Rally with both of her pups. That is where the dogs drive cars, and she has trained them to do that, rally carring. Now, Rally is a dog sport where the dog and handler navigate the course together. And perform skills that are designated on signs set up around the course. So Lauren is my kind of people because she is an avid dog lover and she is a dog mom. So Lauren is my kind of people because dogs are Lauren's people. So thank you so much for talking with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you both for having me today.
So the most important question we'll ask today, what fur babies do you have at home? And for non-dog people, fur babies are our children in animal form. Those fur babies. So four-legged babies. So what fur babies do you have at home?
Exactly. So as you mentioned, I have two dogs. Cash is an Australian cattle dog. So if anybody is familiar with the show Bluey, he's a Bluey dog, but
He's
the
a
red
Bluey
version, I can't remember which sister, but the red version.
Okay.
And then my other dog is Callie. We just did a DNA test on her. She is a part Australian cattle dog and part American bulldog. Very strange combination.
Yeah.
Biter with big jaws. We got lucky that she's great.
Surprise you to find out the bulldog part?
Yes, very much so. I mean, we thought maybe pit, a smattering of breeds because she looks like a Dalmatian. So to see very distinctly 50% one way, 50% the other, we just were not expecting it. But 100% good girl, as we say about all dogs.
Yes.
And then we also have two cats, Pie and Harley, and all four are rescues.
Awesome. Thank you for rescuing. And the dogs and cats get along, I guess?
They do. So Australian cattle dogs can be very drivey and herding. I mean, they are herding dogs.
Yeah.
So we did have to work on them with the cats, but we actually kind of gave them a job. So when the cats fight and get into it, it's their job to go and break them up. So kind of use it to our advantage a little bit.
That's so smart. Do the herding dogs ever try to herd you and your husband?
If they get very excited, they get a little mouthy and whatnot, but
you know what you're getting into. You don't have to tell me about mouthy dogs at all.
You're huskies.
So did you do a DNA test on your other dog?
On Cash. Yeah, we did it on both because they're both rescues. So we were we assume he's cattle dog, but he could have a little bit of something else in him. And he's 100% cattle dog.
So where is the best place to get those done?
We use Embark. They just send you, or you buy a package, you do a mouth swab, send it in, and you'll get the results. I think in just a couple weeks. It's really not that fast or that slow of a turnaround. So.
Okay.
And it can give you some health information on your dogs. So it's kind of fun information to find out more.
Yeah,
about
for sure.
them.
That is. I really like that includes kind of the health part with their breeds and stuff like that because I've read about several different ones and I like that they include that.
Yes, absolutely. That way this is potentially something you need to watch out for as they get older. So pretty cool.
Well, I want to hear more about Rally and the agility lessons too.
Yeah. So as Megan mentioned, It's not Rally like driving in a car.
So upset about
But it
that.
should be because that would be pretty cool.
Impressive.
Rally is, we do it on leash currently. That's kind of the beginner levels. But you, navigate a course with your dog. It's a lot of leash handling skills. So they have to walk beside you. You ask them to sit, to down, to spin in a circle, walk in front of you, etc. And as you progress in the levels, those skills get more challenging. So it's just a fun way to work with your dog in a not super strict environment, which we've had a really good time with. Both my dogs have Cash has his novice title and is working on his intermediate title, and Callie is almost to her novice title. So a little bit more work will be there with both.
Cool.
And then agility, I'm sure most people have seen. That's where the dogs are off leash running, around on different courses or obstacles, like jumps, the teeter totter, the A-frame. So that's handling with your dog, but off leash. And we're both very new to that. Cash and I just had our second lesson this morning.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So as you can tell, I just love working with my dogs, giving them something to do.
And you do all of this at the Evansville Obedience Club?
Rally, I do at the Evansville Obedience Club. Agility, I'm actually taking some private lessons.
Okay.
So, because that's kind of the thing, the agility, like the dog show, the big dog show on Thanksgiving. How exhausting is it for you, the owner, to run that track? That's always my question.
Yeah, I'll let you know when we get there.
Okay, you're going pretty slow.
Yeah. But I can imagine it to keep up with a cattle dog.
Oh, yeah.
It could be pretty exhausting, but I'm looking forward to it.
And I love that you mentioned you give them work, you give them something to do.
Yeah.
That is a breed that obviously you know more than me, but that breed needs to work.
Yes.
So that is so exciting. And I think you had mentioned you're doing that with you and your dog. Are you also participating in the training? Are you trying to get into training other dogs and doing that as well?
Yeah, so I would love to get more into training other dogs in addition to my own. So I teach some classes at the Evansville Obedience Club, which is giving me a lot of experience with working with different types of dogs, different learning styles. So I would like that to be like a long-term goal of, more training with the public to help their dogs.
So your experience with dogs, we always finding your dog is one of the hardest things to do. When we have kids, we just get what we get, but you actually get to go in and choose the dog that you want.
Yeah.
Reason 9,000,001 why dogs are better than children. Yeah. You just get what you get.
You just get what you get when you have a kid.
Reminds me of that meme where if they come out not liking dogs, you just send them back.
Yeah. So, but my question is what is important to look for when you're looking for a dog? What breeds would you tend to say, hey, if you're a first time pet owner, maybe look at another breed, and then which ones would you recommend that are good dogs for most people in general?
Sure. So definitely look for breeds that kind of fit your lifestyle, your labs, your retrievers. You can always have outliers, but typically they are very happy to be with everyone. They're just very happy-go-lucky type dogs. So if you want that, you've kind of got a more casual lifestyle. Look for kind of a dog like that, or maybe an older senior dog who doesn't have as many requirements. Dogs like my cattle dogs, they need to be physically exercised every day. When we had the ice storm, didn't matter. We still had to get out and do things with them. I'm sure, Megan, with your Huskies, you can sympathize with that.
Mine are senior. I kind of broke them. I had them match my lifestyle. Cool. We're not going out, guys. This couch looks good.
But yeah, I have a friend who she's got a Beagle mix and an older senior. And she's like, I found these dogs and they fit my lifestyle. They are much slower, happier sitting on the couch. She's like, I could never have your cattle dogs, your German Shepherds, your Malinois for sure. That just need, to go all the time.
Yeah, I have one of those Malinois.
Do you really?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And, I want to make it very clear that you don't know what you're getting into if you don't know. Like I would not recommend them. I mean, they are so cute whenever they're puppies, but I do not recommend them for most people.
Absolutely.
His parents were Russian border patrol.
Yeah.
So he's like the top 1% of the top 5% of that type of breed.
Yeah.
You know, we have cattle dogs. We hear that cattle dogs are the redneck versions of the Malinois. I hear you.
Oh my gosh, redneck version of Malinois. That's fantastic. Get like a trucker hat on your dog and like a beer koozie. Oh my God, I just immediately went to a different visual when I heard that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I think that that's something you mentioned, senior dogs. That's something that a lot of people don't think about. Is that
I love that you mentioned that. That's so huge because we all love the cute puppies and they're so sweet and little. They are the number they get returned when they lose that cuteness and you're in that puppy stage. These senior dogs fit more lifestyles. They've gone into their behaviors. Now, sometimes, you know, some of those habits are hard to get out of an old dog, but fitting a lifestyle better with families or slower dogs. Oh, those are the ones that need saved so much.
Absolutely. And they're often content just snoozing on the couch while you're at work all day. A lot of people, you know, do have to go in the office for 8+ hours a day. And, you know, a senior is more likely to accommodate to that kind of, hey, I'm going to snooze for the next 8 hours lifestyle than like a puppy when you need to kind of get them into that.
Yeah. So I love that you mentioned that. So you obviously, are not scared of hard work and doing extracurriculars and being involved with the dog. So that leads us into, tell us about what Work Tales on Trails is that you straight up created. How did that story start?
Yeah, so Work Tales on Trails is essentially a dog walking program that we offer at the Work Humane Society. So almost every Saturday morning, we invite the public to come out and walk our shelter dogs. And I'm typically the one who will pair you with a dog. So kind of as we were talking about earlier, you know, do you want a more high energy dog, more laid back dog? Like, what are you kind of feeling that day? I do my best to kind of pair you up. And this is a great opportunity, one, for people to get their dog fixed because you get to meet and play with this dog that you don't have to commit to, which a lot of people love. And it gives a lot of like mental and physical stimulation for our dogs. I mean, a shelter environment is stressful. It's just the nature of, you know, what they go through while they're there. So we're giving them an hour and a half out of the shelter, away from the stress, and, you know, interacting with people. And that also gives us a learning opportunity to know, okay, this dog, while scared and timid and shy at the shelter, blossoms when they get away from the shelter. They love people. Maybe at the shelter, they're scared of men, but once they have time to warm up to a man, they're fine. So this gives us a learning opportunity that better helps the shelter match these dogs with their forever families. So it's been a really cool program to see bloom and all the different like positive aspects it's taken on.
Yeah, I love sorry, Jane. I love the responsibility you guys take to not just say pick a dog and go. That you do try to be respectful to both the person and the animal to match them up.
Absolutely, and it goes both ways. You know, if a dog is scared of kids, I want to know that because I don't want to put them with a family, to put anybody in danger. I don't want to say danger, but like,
you know, a situation that's not a win-win for both sides, both animal and person. Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, some people come and walk. Maybe they hurt their shoulder the past week. They can still walk an easy dog. I just don't want to give them the super high energy one. So I do my best to learn everyone as they come back. And that helps me, you know, better fit dogs with people.
Yeah, I was going to say that not only is that amazing for the dog to have that get out of jail, you know, card for a little bit, but I think people need to realize what that can do for you personally. I mean, it gets you up and gets you out moving. And two, I mean, there's nothing like a dog has this unconditional love. Like they will fall in love with you if they just met you the first time. And so just to feel that and to what that can do for you personally and your mental health is worth it.
Absolutely. And sorry, Megan, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you go on.
So we actually ran this. So I started the program in 2019, which means we ran through COVID. And to your point, Jenny, this was an opportunity, you know, once people could kind of start gathering again, but we were outside. We did that, and that did give people an opportunity to get out of, hiding out in your home. While we were still spaced out, it was still a sense of community, even if we were a little bit separated. So we've definitely built a community within this program, and it's cool to see, participants interacting with each other and excited to see each other each week. So,
right. And like you said, the importance of getting that animal and getting to learn it and know it outside of the shelter. Because so many amazing dogs do not give off the best first impression when they're stuck in that kennel, unfortunately, so they get past. So even going into the little room, playing with them, really getting them out of that space and getting to really understand that dog, taking that time could make the difference in the dog you choose and the dog that chooses you. So that was a really great thing you said. So you said you've mentioned you built a community and you'd like to see a lot of the positive benefits that have come out of creating this program. What do you feel like you've witnessed? What do you feel like has come out of that? That maybe surprised you, or was your goal, or?
Yeah, so I think starting the program, my number one goal, of course, was to try to get all the dogs out of the shelter every week. And most weeks we do accomplish that, which is phenomenal. I think what I didn't expect is for the community to have grown the way I'd kind of talked about. We're obviously a group of dog people. And what's really cool is a lot of us have found each other in this program through the loss of our own pets.
Okay.
So I've had people come up almost in tears, like, hey, I just lost my dog. I just want to spend an hour with a dog. Like, I'm not ready to commit. And like, I listen to their story and I've cried with people, and it's really cool to see them come back to the shelter. They've got a smile on their face. They're happy. You gave them that hour of happiness that they've needed. And then I will see those people return week after week, and I will just see a little bit more happiness in their face. And they're excited because the dog they walked got adopted that week. And so I don't think that was what I anticipated coming out of this program, was that like sense of community and just like really just sense of fulfillment that people have with participating.
What a great way to heal after the loss of your pet, by participating in your program and getting out there and spending an hour a week with a dog that really needs some love.
Absolutely. I've been there. Unfortunately, I've lost dogs, and my first dog, we only had one. So once he passed, we had no dogs, and that silence is deafening, I think. So, getting even just that hour fix, it's not the commitment. It is really helpful for a lot of people.
Watching, like you said, that journey of like watching their heart heal and respecting that commitment of, I can't dive into this, but I can still make a difference. I can get out and move. It helps your mind space when you're in that sad time. Oh, that's amazing that you've been able. That is something that I wouldn't have expected from that. So that is very impressive. That's awesome. What challenge? So we said starting this program, just like saying it was easy. Was it that easy? Like, I know a lot of people have these thoughts, but you actually did it. You took it off paper and did it. So what were some challenges, or what did it take to start something like that?
Yeah, so I am very much a planner. I still surprise myself that I did like put this into motion. I think that just comes from like the passion for it. But yeah, I didn't really know where to begin. And actually, through a weird turn of events, I met someone who knows the founder of Cardio for Canines, which is the same program that's offered at the Vanderbilt Humane Society. So I actually met with her. Her name is Lauren as well. And she kind of gave me her roadmap of how she started the program, what worked for them, what didn't. So in talking to her, she really set me up for faster success because I already knew what didn't work for them. So I didn't, have to do that with our program. So that was super helpful. And then I think the biggest challenge I thought I would face was, how do I gather a volunteer base willing to commit almost every Saturday for almost 6 years now, to commit to this program. And it still shocks me that I was able to find the right group of people to help me get that started, stick with it. I mean, of course, we've lost some volunteers. Life happens, but we've also picked up new volunteers along the way. And yeah, I met so many great friends from starting this program, and they share the same passion for the dogs that I do.
How did you get that message out when you were looking for people? What avenues did you use to get that?
So at the time, I was the treasurer of the board of directors at the Warwick Humane Society.
Okay.
So when I brought this idea up, I, of course, went to the board and was like, is anybody interested in doing this with me? We obviously all share the passion for dogs. So that was one avenue. My mom is a photographer by hobby. And so I was like, perfect. Do you want to be our photographer for the shelter? It's all coming together. And then I had a lot of coworkers who also shared a similar passion for dogs. So I talked to them, they talked to their friends. And I just got really lucky that so many people were willing to commit and share in the passion.
I get always so tough with that word lucky, because as I'm hearing this journey of it, and this being a podcast about people who are doing things that someone listening to this right now is thinking, oh, I've wanted to do that. But, you mentioned passion. I think if you have passion and action can take you almost anywhere. But you said you were talking to people and you came across the person who started Cardio for Canines, a very similar program. So not to get off base, but that was something that you felt, you put that energy out there and that person crossed your path. And some people that could have crossed their path and they did nothing with it. You still did something with it. You had that action from it.
That was purpose, not luck.
Yeah. That's why I get so weird with that lucky, because luck is when preparation meets opportunity. A lot of people could have things cross their path and they do nothing with it. They just keep on driving by it. So
Great
you had
job.
all those pieces fall in place and then did something with those pieces. So luck is kind of easy to say, oh, it just fell in that. But no, you did something with that. That was hard work that you kept going.
Thank you. Yeah.
So,
and there kind of a quick side story with that. The way I met that person was there was a metric century bike ride that day. So I'm a cyclist and it's like 66 miles. And I woke up literally.
She just nonchalantly threw in a 66-mile bike ride. Okay.
It was another one of those, like, I don't know what I was doing. I woke up that morning. I was like, I have no one to do this with me, but I don't know. I'm like feeling really motivated to go do this. And so I went by myself, was just cruising along by myself, started chatting with a guy. And that conversation led me to talking to Lauren, who founded Cardio. And that's where Tales on Trails originated.
And the fact that her name is also Lauren, that was a little sprinkle of you're on the right track.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Side note to your side note. We'll save this for a different talk. You nonchalantly said, I'm feeling motivated today, had no one to do this with, and hopped on a bike for 66 miles. Okay. I thought you were my people, Lauren, because you like dogs. That is the most alien thing I've ever heard in my life to me. Okay. So I'm proud of you for that too, because that's amazing.
Thank you.
Lauren, you need
to it.
You need to. I'm trying to get Megan to do a 5K with me, so you need to. You two need to talk about getting motivation.
You stop right there. The 5K
will help.
Running with a frog.
Running with a dog will help.
A dog. Okay. Yeah. The 5K is at 5:30 in the morning.
In Evansville? Like where?
Las Vegas, Lauren.
They'll probably be up at 5:30, right?
You know
so
what?
You can get up.
I'm not going to lie to you either. Warwick Tales on Trail starts at 8 a.m. I want to start the afternoon walking club. Yes. Okay? I want the headlights club started. The Warwick nighttime Tales on Trails. Okay? I'm a dog lover, and I'm an enthusiast for moving my body at an appropriate time. Okay?
9 a.m.
You morning people are killing me. Do you hope these stories that happen, you can just tell you are not a check this box off, I'm done kind of gal. Do you have hopes to see the program expand in the future? Did you have that goal when you started? Have new visions kind of come from this journey?
So right now, I think we're doing exactly what I want to do. I've thought about timing. It would be great to have the afternoon, evening walking club, but with like activities
for the doggos.
It's hard to know that would be a time that a lot of people could participate. So I do think this is like the perfect time that works for the most amount of people.
Absolutely.
What I would love is to kind of pass along the opportunity to start this kind of program with a different shelter. I learned it from Lauren with Cardio for Canines. Would love to see this kind of thing crop up at other shelters, because all the dogs at the shelters need this, and you get the right people. It's pretty easy to put together.
I love that because, yeah, you can pass down not just, hey, you guys should try this, the knowledge of now twice now. And I'm sure other places you've seen success stories from it. So I do love that being a goal to expand to other locations.
So if someone wanted to participate in your program, how do they get in contact with you? What's the process? Where do they go to find more information?
Sure. So I would say the best place to start is to follow us on social media. So we're Work Tails on Trails. We have Facebook and Instagram. I also have TikTok, but that's more so to post, pictures and videos after the fact. But every Friday I post to let you know, like, hey, we're having it the next day, or, it's canceled because of rain, etc. And our social media pages also have information on the program. You can also go to the Work Humane Society website, and there's a tab for Work Tails on Trails that also gives information on our program. So once you decide to join us, you just have to come that Saturday. We start at 8 a.m. and we ask that you bring a photo ID so that we can make a copy of that. We have you fill out a registration form and a liability waiver. You do have to be 18 to physically control the leash, but anybody is welcome as long as there is someone there 18 or over to control the leash. So we are very family friendly. We have kids come in strollers, kids walking with the dogs. But you only have to bring yourself, comfortable walking shoes, and your ID. We've got everything else ready to go for you.
Someone's got to become responsible for those rowdy children.
Yeah.
Those unruly kids that want to participate.
Exactly.
I love that you mentioned TikTok. What gets people to stop scrolling? Pictures and videos of doggos. So, and we will definitely include those links in all of our notes and everything like that so people can have access to it. I also noticed, because I was looking on that, you have sponsors of the Work Tails on Trails. So how could someone become a sponsor?
So right now we're in a really good spot with the program specifically. Perfect. But the best thing we could do right now is to support the Work Humane Society shelter as a whole, because supporting the shelter is supporting our program. And they're actually going through a capital campaign in hopes of building a new shelter. And so it's called Building Hope Capital Campaign. We've kind of lived out the useful life of the shelter building right now. So they are accepting sponsors to put in, like, name a kennel, name a training room. They have these different sponsorship opportunities. And a bigger shelter means more dogs that we can save, which means more dogs that can come and participate with us at Tails on Trails.
And Warwick County is a no-kill shelter.
Correct.
So I think that's something that needs to be mentioned as well.
And I'm in that shelter at least once a month. They use every opportunity of square inch of that facility. And the people who work there are so kind and passionate about what they do for those animals. So I imagine it is like this in every shelter. That's just the one I'm most familiar. I'd like to think it is in every shelter. That's the one I'm most familiar with. There are phenomenal other volunteers there, workers, those animals. I never walk in and go, oh my God, no one's taking care of them. Like, you see them interact with the workers. It is just a phenomenal place. And I love that you mentioned Building Hope. That is their amazing facility that they are working on. And we will also put a link to that if anyone wants to learn more and donate to that cause, because it is going to be life-changing for more animals that they can take in.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had mentioned I go there and volunteer once a month. We do just a funny little video, but if it's good, I want to make sure to start mentioning in those videos about the Work Tails on Trails, just to be a helpful other megaphone to get that out there, what someone's looking for.
Yeah.
So I would love to share that. Absolutely. Yeah. And I love that you mentioned your mom's a photographer, because I always conveniently mention, because I stop scrolling for dogs when I see dog pictures, that is it Darla? I was noticing, I was like, well, that can't be a coincidence that A, they have the same last name, and B, that these are like such good pictures. So she does do a really good job. I think it really captures, like you had mentioned, the dog's personality when they're on these walks.
Yes. That again, it's a way, the shelter staff can get pictures of them at the shelter, but they may be stressed at that point. So this is a way to, like you said, capture them happy, the big smiles, which I think can also help make them more adoptable. And the more exposure we can get for them, the more eyes, hopefully get them to their forever families.
Yeah.
And do you run that it's you running all that social media for
Correct.
Work Tales on Trails? Okay.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
awesome. Well, I
Well,
appreciate
Lauren,
you sharing this
is
with
there-
us today.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say to wrap it up, or anything else about your program?
I think we've hit on a lot of the good points. We would love to have anyone who is either interested in participating, walking the dogs, please come out. We never have too many. We've got dogs for everyone. Also, if anybody is interested in participating on my side of things, helping with the registration, getting the dogs out and harnessed for people. It may not be the most glamorous. You can get a little muddy, but we have to have my team to make this program run. So any interest in either side is greatly appreciated.
That's a great point. How many kind of admin position roles like that are there? That's a great point. I didn't even think about that. Someone helping getting all the dogs out.
Yeah. So I coordinate roughly 20 volunteers to run the program. We usually have anywhere from 5 to 10 of us there every weekend. So my philosophy was try to build a big enough volunteer base so that people didn't feel like they have to be there every Saturday. We have some people who come once a month. We have some people who only, pop in when we're low on volunteers. Everybody, it takes all of those people to make the program run. So any sort of time that people are willing to give to helping me run this program is invaluable.
Absolutely. And I think I forgot to ask, you start at 8 a.m. Do you walk till the dogs are tired, till you get through all the dogs? How long does it go till?
We run till 9:30.
Till 9:30.
Yep. And often some people may take 2 dogs. So yeah, it's great to interact with one dog, but sometimes you meet with 2 dogs that day. And I mean, that's twice the fun. So
oh my gosh, I always love going in there. I'm like, which dogs are best friends?
Yes.
Which dogs love hanging out together, because it is just so cute seeing them play together and stuff like that.
Well, Lauren, I am so happy that you agreed to join our podcast today, and you are definitely an inspiration to me and others, maybe that enjoy dogs and hate to see them in the shelters and things like that. So it takes stepping out there to do what you do. And if anybody wants to do this for another local shelter, Lauren will tell it all. Tell how you've done it.
Yeah.
So
share all the tips and tricks.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Lauren, and thank you everyone for listening today. Be sure to follow us and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with us on all social media. Bonus points if you share your doggo pictures and your doggo story, especially if they are rescued. We want to hear from you, so please let us know what you learned from today's episode, or if there's any kind of questions we can help direct or answer resources. But adopting a dog, Work Tales on Trails, Building Hope, Work, Humane Society, or anything of the sorts, use the hashtag Kick It Up a Notch. And until next time, let's keep working together to kick it up a notch in everything we do. Guys, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in to Kick It Up a Notch. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep reaching higher and kicking it up a notch.